If, like me, you remember a time when dads actually worked on cars and did DIY, you probably had the opportunity to experience the incredibly boring and yet unbelievably stressful task of holding the torch for him. You'd start the task with all the focus and dedication of a highly trained neurosurgeon, promising yourself and your dad that this time you weren't going to let that light stray off focus for even a moment. Naturally, within seconds you've proved your determination a liar, and the stentorian bellow of "LIGHT!" would erupt from your dad's throat like the roar he was wishing the engine would make when he finally gets it started again. Perhaps this explains just why we all love a portable work light that can be positioned and take care of itself, or maybe it's because we constantly find ourselves suffering the irony of being the bringers of light to properties but often have to do so in the dark ourselves. To make this process easier, we're taking a look at 4 different examples of these in the range by Luceco. Each one of these has some unique features that make them perfect for different situations, so see if you can spot them for each one. We're going to leap straight into this head torch, which is a step on from the fairly standard single point light source with the tiltable bit that sits on your forehead, and instead takes advantage of the flexibility of LEDs with this strip that sits really comfortably across your forehead, making you look like John McEnroe from the future, and also has the added advantage that if it slips down over your eyes, of turning you into Cyclops off of the X-Men. This LED strip gives a broad wash of light across the area you're looking at and can be set to full brightness or dim down. It also has a side light for focusing into specific areas that you're working on, which can similarly be on full brightness or dimmed. Pressing the power button on the side cycles through all these settings one at a time, and a long press will trigger the strobe mode of both lights flashing. Perfect for if you need to signal an emergency or, go to a rave. But the thing I really love about this headlight is that it's got a touchless operation. There's a couple of sensors on the side here, and once you've selected the mode of light you want to go for, you just press the sensor button, and then all you've got to do is pass your hand within 15 centimeters of the sensor and it'll turn the light on and off. Perfect if you know you're going to be getting your hands grubby doing a particular job. Charging is via the USB-C connector under the dust flap at the back here. It takes about 3.5 hours from flat to full charge and can provide light between 2.5 hours to 7 hours depending on what setting you're using it on. And there's one more great feature for this, which are these plastic clips that come in the box. They're designed to clip around the underside of your hard hat and then provide retention to the light so it can sit around your hat and not work its way up and ping off never to be seen again. A really thoughtful addition to the design. Okay, moving on now to this inspection type lamp, the Olympia tripod. It does kind of look like you're holding the Olympic torch if you go running with it. Again, it's got dual lamp technology built in with this dust-proof switch giving you the 2 operating modes. Pressing the switch upwards to position 1 operates the point source lamp at the end of the work light, turning it into a chunky directional torch, and moving the switch to position 2 turns on the LED lights behind this opalized lens in the middle to give a broad wash of light in all directions. With this protective grille around it, this very much reminds me of the old inspection lamps mechanics would use underneath cars. Also perfect though for illuminating cable tray above suspended ceilings. So it looks very handheld at the moment, but it's got tripod in its name. So where does that come in? Well, this handle is made up of 3 parts, and if you pull them outwards at the bottom, they lock into this triangular shape, giving a flat, stable shape for it to sit on and illuminate the work area. But there's further secrets still hidden away in here, because if you look inside the legs, there's a little storage space for the USB charging lead, so it should never get lost between charges. Again, charging is via this USB socket under the green dust flap here. And a charge time of 6 hours will give you 5 hours of working time with the torch and 1.5 hours with the main light. You may notice when charging that there's actually 2 USB connectors there, and that's because you can use the battery in the Olympia tripod to charge your mobile device up. And there's one additional feature hidden inside another leg, which is this hook that unfolds to the outside of the legs and then allows you to illuminate the space by hanging it up from above. Now, if you're in a slightly more robust environment, then this bit of kit might be more appropriate. It's a clamp work light, and the clamp it's named for is really sturdy and the jaws of it cling on hard to whatever you attach it to. But the clamp serves another purpose because it acts as a base. If you want to sit it on the floor or another surface, either flat or upright like this, it also has these powerful magnets embedded onto the clamp frame, meaning you can stick it to the side of a consumer unit or cable tray or other steel surfaces. Whichever method you're using to support this work light, you can adjust the angle that it's pointing at through a wide range of motion up and down, and then twist it right round through 360 degrees to get the light pointing exactly where you want it. The light is turned on and off via the press switch on the back. One press brings it on at half illumination, another press puts it on full brightness, and one final press turns it off. Again, charging is via the USB socket on the back, but one further really cool feature of this product is that the battery in it is powerful enough to give your mobile phone a boost if it's running low and you don't have your charger on you. Using the light without charging your phone will give you 2.5 hours of use on full output and double that at 5 hours on half brightness, all from a charge time of 6 hours. And finally, we've saved the biggest till last with this, the Hercules worklight, which looks a bit like the mug that Rick drinks his morning coffee from. This is a really powerful worklight designed for illuminating larger spaces, giving off the equivalent of over 7 of the clamp lights when on full brightness. Again, it can be set to half brightness if that's all that's needed. It's made from durable die-cast aluminium, so it's really robust, and because it's so powerful, it runs off mains power rather than a battery. Flipping it over, you can see that the lamp has built-in storage for the cable in the base, so it wraps up really neatly and helps prevent damage to the flex. It's also got a hook in the base, so again, it can be hung up providing illumination from above. It's also got this 13 amp socket outlet built into the front here, allowing for connection of additional fittings or other loads that you might need. Of course, it's perfectly acceptable to use 230 volt electrical equipment on site as long as it's RCD protected. It also has 2 USB outlets that you can use to charge up your mobile devices, and because it's running off mains power, you don't need to worry about draining the battery and the light going off just when you need it. That is a really cool selection of work lights that are available from Luceco, and there's even more that we haven't covered in this video, so check out their website for more information. To find out more about Luceco lighting products, check out this video right here, and all that remains in this video is to say thanks very much for watching.